Let's go and talk about synthetic division. In this video, I just want to cover the 3 basic examples that you need to know when you are first beginning to learn synthetic division. Or this video could be a great little refresher if it's synthetic division is one of those processes that you just forgot or sometimes make mistakes on. So the first example we're going to have is an x squared plus 2x minus 5. And we're going to divide that by a x minus 3. So I'm going to work through this kind of step by step, and we'll get a little bit more advanced, but again, we're not going to get anything crazy in this video. I want to focus in on the basics. So the first thing that we're going to do for synthetic division is create this nice little box, and this is where all of our numbers are going to be contained for us to apply the algorithm. The next thing we need to do is be able to identify our k. That's going to be the number that's going to go right here. To do that, we're going to take our divisor, what's in our denominator, and we're going to set it equal to 0. So we're going to take x minus 3, set it equal to 0, and then I'll just add a 3 to both sides, which is going to be solving for x, and I get x equals 3. That is what we call our k. If you kind of look at some definitions, like in a textbook, that's what a lot of times we call this value, and we're going to put it right here. Now, the next thing is we need to identify the numbers inside of this box. That is going to be the coefficient of our polynomial in our numerator, and just make sure everything is in descending order. In this video, I'm not going to deal with any missing values, but if you didn't have like an x, then you'd want to put a 0 as that coefficient. But again, make sure it's in descending order. X squared, x to the first, and if you wanted to include an x to 0, you could, but you can see 2, 1, 0, right? So we're just going to take the coefficient, so it's going to be a 1, a 2, and a negative 5. Now again, the whole purpose of dividing polynomials is we're trying to identify, does x minus 3, this polynomial, evenly divide into this polynomial? And if it doesn't, well then what is going to be the remainder? So synthetic division is going to help us do all that without doing any of the dividing that we're kind of used to with long division. So the next step that we're simply going to do is always take the first term and you're going to bring it straight down. I like to call this the freebie, right? The first num is the freebie, bring it down. That's all you have to think about. Now, the next thing we always have to remember is once we bring down this number or any number that's going to be low here, we need to multiply it by this original k value. So we're always going to multiply on the diagonal and then add on the vertical. So we have 1 times 3. That is going to be 3. Place that number here. Then on the vertical, we're going to add these two values. 2 plus 3 is going to equal a 5. It's going to equal a, yeah, it's 5. I don't know. I was doing multiplication too. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. And then 5 times 3 is going to be a 15. So multiply on the diagonal, add on the vertical. Negative 5 plus 10, or negative 5 plus 15 is going to be a positive 10. Now this last number is going to be your remainder. So I always like to write a nice little r underneath. That reminds me that is a remainder. So what that tells me is x minus 3 does not evenly divide into the polynomial x squared plus 2x minus 5x, but it divides into it with a remainder of 10. Now, how many times does it divide into it before we get to the remainder? So then we go over to the next value, which is going to be our constant, and then this is going to be the coefficient of our linear. So our quotient of this polynomial division is going to be an x, right? That's a 1x minus 5. And then we're going to have this remainder. So simply what you're going to do is add the remainder and then always put it back over your divisor. So x minus 3. That is going to be your quotient and your final answer. So the next example, let's just kind of work through a little bit quicker. Okay, so now that we kind of got everything done, and I realized like the more examples or more practice that you guys get, the more you can start doing some of the stuff in your head. But it's very, very important to make sure that you kind of always revert back to the basics that I did in this first example, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen students make mistakes, especially on tests and quizzes. What number do you think they put here? They put a -2, right? Because they see -2 and they say, oh, that's your k. No. Remember, it's x minus 2. X minus 2 is equal to 0. So when you add a 2 to both sides, x equals a positive 2, right? So make sure that 2 right there is going to be a positive. Now, the next one, you can see these all have some nice little coefficients. So we're just going to lay 2, -7, 13, and -14. And I'm not trying to trick you, right? Sometimes your teacher might try to trick you. They might try to like rearrange like the x squared and the x or something. Just make sure everything is into your ascending power. Okay, so remember what happens on the first one. Bring it down, right? It's your freebie. So bring down the 2. That one's easy. 2 times 2, multiply on the diagonal, add on the vertical. 2 times 2 is going to be a 4. -7 plus 4 is going to be a 3. -3. -3 times 2 is going to be a -6. 13 plus -6 is going to be a positive 7. 7 times 2 is going to be a positive 14. Now here, we're going to have something special, right? that is going to be a 0. So hey, what this means is x minus 2 is actually a factor. If something evenly divides into another polynomial with a remainder of 0, then that is a factor. That's going to be something very, very important. And one of the best use cases we use for polynomial division is being able to identify factors. Because if x minus 2 is a factor, what that tells us is this is actually a 0 of the polynomial as well. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that is some vocabulary and stuff that we should be aware of when we are dividing polynomials. So x minus 2 is a factor because the remainder is going to be 0. It evenly divides into this polynomial. Now, how many times does it evenly divide into it? Well, that's going to be the answer for our quotient, right? So again, just like we did up here, we do a remainder. The next number is the constant. Now, this is the coefficient of our linear term. And then all we got to do, remember how we did like the descending orders, like make sure the descending order is here? We're just going to raise the descending orders going this way. So it's constant, linear, and then quadratic. So therefore, we can say this is a 2x squared minus a 3x plus 7. That is going to be our quotient. Now, just a little bonus tip or bonus thing to understand is if I took my quotient and I multiplied it by my divisor, that would give me the polynomial at top. This times this gives you that. So this is a factor, right? Because it evenly divides into it. And since that is multiplied by that to give you there, that means that is a factor. So if you needed to further solve this down to find the remaining factors or zeros, all you simply need to do is factor or solve that further down. I don't want to get too hard on myself, but I think it's important to understand not just how to apply synthetic division, but why are we applying synthetic division? All right, let's just do another one. Let's just raise the power here to x to the 4th. So I get a 2x cubed plus a 3x squared plus x plus 4. And let's divide this by an x plus 1. Okay, so hopefully at this point you're like, all right, I'm starting to get a hang of it. We create our nice little box. We find our k, which in this case is going to be a -1. I'm not going to do the work. We recognize this is a 1. We see this is in descending order. So therefore I just take a 1, a 2, a 3, a 1, and a 4. And again, if there was not like an x cubed, you would use a 0, right? So make sure any missing terms, you always include a place value there. So again, first one, that's a freebie. We love that one. Multiply on the diagonal, add on the vertical. 1 times -1 is -1. 2 plus -1 is a +1. 1 times -1 is a -1. 2 plus 3 plus -1 is going to be a +2. 2 times -1 is a -2. 1 plus -2 is a -1. -1 times -1 is a +1. And that means we're going to have 5 as our remainder. So unfortunately, x plus 1 does not evenly divide into this polynomial, but we can still write the quotient, right? So it's r is always the last one, then the constant, linear, quadratic, and if you just keep on following the pattern, this is your cubic. So our quotient is going to be x cubed, or when this polynomial is divided by this one, it's going to go into there, x cubed plus a x squared plus a 2x minus 1 plus a remainder of 5 divided by a x plus 1. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is that answer. Hopefully you have a better understanding of how to apply synthetic division. But I get it, ladies and gentlemen. These are just 3 basic examples. So if you want to level up your game and work on some more difficult problems with synthetic division, then check out the next video I have for here or the videos and playlists in the description. Cheers.